Welcome, dear readers, to this new episode of Conoscere TV. Today, we're glad to present a book published in collaboration with Eurobox entitled The Extraordinary Life and Times of the Otherwise Unremarkable Andrew G., written by Sam Simmonds. In this memoir, the life of a man who has lived a varied and fascinating life is recounted. From his early school days to his time as a National Service signalman in the Royal Navy, and from his work as an actor and director to his self-employment as a consultant in the entertainment industry, the reader is taken on a journey of how he coped with struggles, successes, and failures. So let's welcome Sam Simmonds, who's right now connected with us. Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, first things first, please tell us, what is this captivating title, Hiding, and who's Andrew G.?
The book, which I didn't really want to write, I was persuaded to do so by friends and people that I had worked with over the years. As you get older, you get used to sending anecdotes of your previous life. And repeatedly, my friends used to say, Sam, you ought to write this down because it should be recorded. But for years and years, I did nothing, thinking that nobody would be interested in the history of someone who never really made it into the headlines. But again, one event which happened just a few years ago in 2018 persuaded me that I should finally get some of these things down on paper. And I only got a few thousand words down, and I really had not joined them together. They were just unconnected or disconnected episodes from my life. But when Europa Edizioni advertised for interesting life stories, I thought, well, I have an interesting life story, and I sent off the unconnected episodes of my life. And to my astonishment, after 6 weeks, somebody came back and said they would like to publish them. So I had to hurry up and finish the book, which I did between April and July of last year.
Okay, so what are the main themes that the book tries to bring to the reader's attention? Why should the reader buy this book?
I thought that it would be interesting for people to read how you can live a life amongst fascinating people, extraordinary people, world-changing people, and yet be completely anonymous yourself. And of course, in show business, you can certainly do this. And when I was for a while the live news program director for various commercial television and national television companies, that's what happened to me. So you get to meet everybody, but nobody ever knows who you are, and it's quite right that they shouldn't. And I just thought it was fascinating, and that other people would be interested to see what that experience was like. And so that's essentially why I wrote the book.
So while we have the chance to meet you today, to speak with you in this occasion, is there any anecdotes that you didn't put in this book, but maybe you want to tell us today as an unpublished one?
Well, there are several, certainly, but I'm not quite sure how to prioritize them. I think the most interesting one from my point of view was when, as a very young assistant program officer, as they called them, or transmission controller for Associated Rediffusion Television in London back in the early 1960s, a young man was put in front of me to assist, to introduce him to how to make programs on television. And since I was quite young myself, I thought this was unusual, but I went ahead and did it. And that young man turned out to be David Frost, later Sir David Frost, who had an absolutely stellar career in television. And Frost was one of those people who never forgot your name. Every time we met during the the years of my career, every time we met, he would always come over and say hello, just to recall those extraordinary times that we first met.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sam. Thank you again for your time today, and we wish you best luck with your book.
Thank you.
This memoir recounts his remarkable journey with honesty and candor and offers a glimpse into the life of a man whose impact on the world may have been greater than anyone ever imagined. The extraordinary life and times of the otherwise unremarkable Andrew G., written by Sam Simmonds, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.